Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to be talking about breeding white clouds. Now, something new and interesting that I want to do, we're going to be doing a giveaway. Big mystery prize here, and all you got to do is enter one letter code. I'm going to give it to you. Ready? First person to enter it wins. Alright, ready? The code is...
I hate this channel.
No! No!
Hope you got all that. Alright, I hope you guys are doing well. It's been a crazy week. I think on Friday it was 9 degrees here, so it was pretty nice out, you know, doing some biking, some other stuff. But yeah, we got some exciting stuff in the fish room. We've moved some fish around in the tanks, and we're gonna go look at the white clouds in their new tank, and we're gonna learn a little bit how to breed them. Okay, so in case you don't know what white clouds are, they are a fish that come from the China Pearl River Delta, and they get to be about 1.5 inches in length, full grown. They're a peaceful schooling fish, and they'll live around 5 years. These guys are great because they're easy to breed. And unlike a lot of the fish that we've covered so far on this channel, they are an egg scatters, which means basically they'll have a clump of moss or something, and they'll kind of just scatter their eggs out. And they'll chill there 48 hours later, and they're going to hatch. And so we're going to talk about how to stimulate breeding, what conditions you need to keep them, tank size, all that stuff. So let's head upstairs and get right into it. Alright, so I think the first thing I want to talk about is the life cycle. So when you're talking about like when you're first having it hatch, how long does it take, how long does it live for, stuff like that. And so when you first have a white cloud baby, normally around 3 months you're gonna get full grown adult. And that normally, you know, varies on how much you feed it, how big the tank is, the temperature, stuff like that. And so 3 months, they're going to be able to have babies, and they live to be about 5 years. So you could really build up a pretty big group of these guys pretty easy, which is super cool, especially when you have them out in ponds. Okay, so like white clouds and ponds, they just go together, and it just works really well. So it's a really good match. That is a really fun project, which I do recommend. Set up a little pond outside during the summer, and if it does get colder where you live, put a little heater in there, keep it warm at nighttime. But they do really well in there. What kind of tank do you want for these guys? So depending on how many you get, the one thing you should know about these guys is they do good schooling groups. So which means if you have like just a male and a female, they're probably not going to do very good. So you at least want to get 5. It doesn't matter a whole lot, male to female ratio. I just always recommend getting more females than males. So maybe get 3 or 4 females and 1 or 2 males. And you could do, nice thing about white clouds is they don't get very big, 1.5 inches, and you could kind of have a lot of them and breed them in a tiny tank. So you could go 5-10 gallons, although they do a lot better in a 20, 30, 40. The bigger the tank, the better they're going to do. So just remember that. One thing that you want to do for the tank is the substrate. And so a lot of the times what they'll do is it's like these little medias that are, I don't know how to explain it. They're like marble size almost, and they're like these little round balls. And basically what happens is when they lay the eggs and the eggs sink all the way down to the bottom, they'll get inside the cracks of the rocks, and so the fish won't be able to eat them, and you'll actually get some to hatch better that way. So one thing about the fish eating the eggs is if you have other fish in the tank with them, chances are you're not going to really have babies off of it, because the other fish are gonna eat the eggs. Like tetras eat eggs like nuts. Crazy.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait, first of all, you're not gonna speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
So yeah, if you do want to breed these guys, keep them species only, and I think you're gonna have a little bit more success doing that. Another thing, filters are optional. I wouldn't recommend a hang on the back filter for breeding fish tanks. So if you have a tank that you're breeding fish in, maybe just go for a sponge filter. But I mean, with these guys, it's optional anyway. So that's just something to look out for, because you don't want babies getting sucked up and eggs getting tossed up in the air and just getting eaten. So try and look out for that as best you can. So when you do have your white clouds lay eggs, it's going to be 48 hours until those babies are free swimming. Now, one good thing that you could do, put in a spawn mop or some Java moss anywhere. They'll lay anywhere that they feel like is covered, but try and put something in there that's really stringy and thick that they could lay eggs in. And what you could do is you could take that out of the tank and put it either in a breeder net or in a separate tank, and when those hatch, there's nothing to eat them, which is way better at getting more babies out. So you could get a much higher hatch rate if you just take the eggs out and put them in another tank. So you could have 2 mops and you just rotate them every 24 hours every day or every 2 days, whatever it is, and you could get a really good hatch going doing that. For spawning behavior, in the morning time they seem to spawn a lot more, which is something I noticed, and you'll kind of see them darting in and out. They'll be like swimming in and out of cover, and as they're going into the mops and the mosses and whatever, they're going to be laying eggs, and the males are going to be fertilizing them, and then they'll just be swimming all over. If you see a male wrap around a female, that's breeding behavior, so you might see that. That's just some stuff to look for. Now, to condition them for breeding, all I suggest doing is feeding good food. So I'll feed them some brine shrimp here, and just be feeding them good. The more food that they have, the better they'll do. Don't overfeed. Just make sure that they're well fed, and that will help condition them for spawning, which is really not that hard to do. They spawn pretty readily if you have a decent sized group of them, and you'll have eggs all the time. So for water conditions, these guys are super hardy, and so pH, you could go from 6.5 to 7.5. You're fine either way. Water temperature, they'll go down to 68, and just like any other tropicals, 79, 80 range up in there. So they are not picky about water conditioning. That's why I said they do so great in ponds, because they could handle those swings more. And if you do want to have these guys in a community tank, that's something I do recommend, because they are really peaceful, and schooling wise, they're really cool to look at. If you get the long finned variation, that's also really cool, because it adds a really nice pop of color in there, and they're really cool looking. But also they do have some other types in there. They have golds, which I think I have been seeing more of. They seem to become pretty popular recently, because I think they are a little bit newer to the hobby. And so you'll find those gold white clouds, long fins, and then just your standard. And these ones are just your normal white clouds, but they look really good. They have really nice reds in there, and on the males they have that white on the top of their fins. That's also another thing I can tell you about, is females are going to be a lot whiter, and their colors are going to be a little bit more transparent, and the males are going to be kind of more slim shaped, kind of like a torpedo, and they're going to have a lot brighter colors on the edge of their fins and stuff. So that's one way you could identify it. But really, you should be fine picking out a big group of them at a pet store, and you'll have a pretty good chance of getting males and females in there. So yeah, not too difficult to breed. Really good fish to try if you want to do some egg-laying fish. And yeah, it's a good way to make some money off them, because they're pretty cheap, but you can sell them back to the store because you'll be making a bunch of them. So it's a decent way to make some money off, maybe buy yourself some food. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you do have any questions about how to read these guys, or specific situations, then feel free to comment down below. And I think it's about time for comment of the week, which I am going to be doing something a little bit different here, because we have had a lot of people they're getting aggressive down there. They're really caring about their comment of the week. So I'm gonna do a community of the week real quick and give a shout out to a bunch of you guys down there who are putting in the work and commenting and doing all sorts of great stuff. So I will see you guys next time. And yeah, thanks for watching.
Alright, I'm giving you guys a freebie this week. There was just a lot of great comments out there, so here we go. Gibby, take it away. We're going to take a look at all of these amazing comments together. First one, Tyler Carroll. Well, hope no longer, because you made it. We got Garrett J5 over there talking about a camera guy. Might have to take you up on that. Much appreciated. Love that. Ooh. Alrighty. Got some things you gotta sort out there. Oh. See, someone's a little unhappy about that. Don't you worry, you're featured. Look at that. Very inspiring. Oh. Yep, there you go. See, we got a pretty dang wholesome community out here. Thank you guys for commenting. You really are putting out some work out here. Next week for comment of the week, it will be normal. One winner, so I'm going to need you guys to step it up. And until then, I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.